The problem is if you want to transmute, if you want to go to the Church of Transmutations, it's a very difficult thing to do because you have to be willing to subject yourself to the hardest, harshest interrogation, to the most difficult pushback and criticism. You have to begin with a violent self prosecution. That means you look at yourself from every angle. You cam yourself, how you're sitting, how you're standing, how you're talking, your speech patterns, your continence. This is the continence, the face, the balance of the features, the feature balance, you say, the body, the proportions, the posture, the sound and tempo of the voice in social presentation, the presence, all of this and more constitutes a presence. All of this is objective. There's nothing subjective about any of this. You've got to build the case against yourself. It's called thinking against myself. It's called negative thinking. All this time you've been told think positive, think positive, think about no. Think negative, and then work your way, fight your way, earn your way to whatever you can call positive about yourself. And that has to be tested, proven, demonstrated in the arena of confrontation and encounter. That's why I like hard gestalt as the very effective technique as described by Fritz Perls. It stays in the now, but it stays with the seeable behaviors. It is doing individual therapy in a group setting. With the group, this is my interpretation. I'm a layman. I'm an amateur. Don't take my word for anything. Check it out. If I say it, it's a sermon. But if you say it, it's philosophy. If you earn it for yourself, it's philosophy. Then it becomes truth with a small t. If I say it, it's a sermon. It's an imposition. It's opinion mongering. Remember, this is only opinion. Take what you want, throw out the rest. I have no dog in the hunt. It's important to knock out the phoniness within us, the phoniness in communication, the phoniness in looking at ourselves physically and reporting on what we see. We have to begin with that. If I can cam an interaction, a social interaction, I can get to the truth of what's going on. I can ask the right questions, the right probatives. It all begins with the right facts. It all begins with access to that facts. It all begins with resolve and courage to stand good to those facts. It all begins with systematically destroying the phoniness within ourselves, the alibis, the lies, the masks we wear. Rip those masks off and see what's behind it for a change. It all begins with accurate communication, dialogue, give and take, questioning, sticking with the honesty of it regardless of the consequences. Always being ready to walk away. Don't need me, don't want anything from me, and in turn, I don't want anything from you. The important thing is to take self-responsibility, and the only way it makes sense, that means developing the skills. That means overcoming the authority, challenging the authority, becoming your own guru. Like Howard Beale said in Padachayevsky's Network, go to your gods, go to your gurus, go to your performers, go to your political hacks, go to your talking heads. We'll tell you anything we need to say to convince you of our agenda, to get real estate in your mind, to control your thoughts and your being and your attitudes. The true believer. We're talking to the herd. It's called herd hypnosis, the hypnosis of life. Hard to recognize because it camouflages against, underneath, and buttresses, provides those hands that beckon in time of crisis. Jump into these arms. They're strong. They'll grab you. They'll hold you. And it lures, continuously sings the siren song to jump. The siren song means give up control of your thinking, your critical thinking, and jump into these protective arms. But when I jumped, the arms opened up and I came crashing down, thud, and hit concrete. Every time I've jumped into those phony arms of delusion, of feel-good promises to perform, unless I had leverage to force the performance, unless I had the ability, the self-support, self-responsibility that I fought for and earned in a hot crucible, I had to jump. What other choice did I have? My siren song was sung. I was scared. I was a pitiful victim. I was a pitiful soul, and I jumped into those arms, which promised me safety and promised me security. And I came crashing through. I watched my movie idols, my gurus that looked so good on that big screen and promised me everything. If only I'll buy the talisman. The talisman means the symbol that these jackasses are selling. I'll be safe. I'll be secure. I'll win. The luck will intervene on my side. I went for every gimmick there possibly was and dashed my reality on crashed into hard pointed rock when I tried to apply it. I didn't break it down to my needs and custom fit it and throw out all the garbage, 95% of which is garbage. Doesn't work. I looked for my miracle. I looked for my hope. I listened to Tony Bennett when he sang, "When is it my chance? When is it my dance? When do the songs they sing out for me?" And I believed in that lament, that someday, some way, it will all even out, and I'll be remembered, and I'll get a huss. I'm the singer. I'm the stranger of all the American songbook. But I'm here to tell you, when I sing, all I'm doing is selling myself. The dreams I wish would come true, but remember, as singers, I can only speak for myself. I'm an amateur singer. You're amateur YouTube singer. You're a singing stranger. All I'm doing is taking a sentiment, well written, well structured by a great poet, and then trying to give it a pseudo life. I've never had any experiences the songs suggest, the lyrics suggest. They're impossible. They're just a delightful, entertaining, quote unquote, relief from the Church of the Transmutations. Let's get into those transmutations. The Church of the Transmutation means you've got to look squarely in that mirror. You've got to give a ruthless account of how you look physically. From your point of view, being realistic and asking yourself, if you're with the woman, are we an item? How do we look visually? From the point of view of not being addicted to the presence. From the point of view of being on your own self-support, self-sufficiency, from the point of view of being able to walk away at any time, from the point of view of realizing and embodying, everybody can be replaced. Nobody's necessary. There's no eternal plan. Everybody can be replaced. Everything is temporary. Everything, and this is the most important thing I found out, is a negotiation, a deal. That means communication, direct, clear communication is everything. Make your deal, ask for what you want. Remember, you don't have to get it. And also remember, whether you get it or not depends on a large number of factors, and certainly depends on appearance and personality. We've been conditioned for that. Be a sweet personality. Smile. Play the politics. Press the flesh. Market, market, market. Sell yourself. But what if you a short man like me? I'm 5'2", I have no appearance, I have no person, I have a big fat belly, a big fat mushy moon face. I've got no neck, as you can see. I'm ridiculous to look at. How much can I market an appearance and a personality? If that's 80% of it or more, then I have to depend on, as the great Tennessee Williams, the fool of emotional stupidity in his characters, but a very compelling and entertaining playwright, Tennessee Williams, said, Streetcar Named Desire. He had Blanche Dubois say, tragically, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. That, my friend, is the worst position. If you had to ask me what's the worst position to be in, that's it right there. The other one is this. As an epitaph, to have your epitaph, here lies the body of a good guy. This was a nice guy. This was the nicest kid on the block. I'd rather have the epitaph, here lies a jerk. Here lies an asshole. But he knew how to compete and survive in the jungle. Ominous lupus ominous, man the wolf to man. Socializing is not intuitive. This is where the socialists get it wrong. There's no such thing as an intuitive instinct, if you want to toward a common good. No. Man is taught that out of necessity to survive. Ask Daffy Don. He knows the truth. Winning is everything. Any way you can. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you had to do. Bullying doesn't exist. You can't police the internet. You can't legislate or police the bully. He's going to exist. Because the victim created him. The victim is Dr. Frankenstein. The bully is Frankenstein's monster, which has come turned against him. But Frankenstein created him. Jekyll and Hyde, same thing. The victim has to get rid of his own bully, however he can do it. And I said however, it doesn't matter. I don't care how he does it, as long as he puts his bully's fire out. He created the bully. You don't run to anybody else to help you. It's your creation. When there's a victim, stop being a victim. Don't ask me how you can stop being a victim. You have to take that matter into your own hands. And I'm telling you, that's the cross. In different kinds of forms, you figure it out, that you carry to Golgotha. Only you carry your own cross. And you carry that cross against insults, mockery, ridicule, punching, spitting, stomping, every bit as the way Jesus carried his cross. But we're in worse trouble. We're not God. We're not Jesus. We die as a small Sheminahite. That means a minus in a Geworfenheit, a thrown there beingness. That means mine, my responsibility, my care, thrown, hurled, slammed into a situation that's uncanny. You have to figure it out. That's your cross. Everybody walks out the door. I tell you that from experience. I tell you that from experience. Nobody has the time. Nobody has the care. It's only a sham show. I defy anybody to challenge that pronouncement and not be reducible to alibiing, to Alice in Wonderland thinking, to selling a romantic, phony story. Hey, that's my job as the singer of the American Songbook. That is the American Songbook. My job, my purpose as a singer is first to sell to myself the impossible dream. The impossible dream means the perfect sentiment, in the perfect environment, in the perfect setting. 80-20 Parati curve. 20% of your personality boys that have the height, that have the package, can get a parody of what your stranger sings about, the sentiments. American Songbook. Think on all of this. This is heavy, but it's really not. I'm just some mush brain, some fool, standing on a soapbox, ranting, raving, talking to nobody. But I'm just talking.